Now joining us to talk about the economic impact of the ongoing strike is Yolisa Kani, Chief Business Development Officer at Transnet. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. We've just listened into Minister Thoko Didiza saying that she hopes that the unions will come to some form of agreement. As far as matters stand at the very moment, Satau and Untu have rejected the latest 3-year wage offer of between 4 and 5.3%. Now the minister was saying that unions have come down to a single-digit demand, but it's not 4 or 5.3% at the moment.
100% important. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for having me on the show. Yes, but I just want to say as a start that we need to appreciate the fact that we've been in discussions for the past 2 days. It is rather a sensitive matter, so bear with me. I do not want to scoop at the negotiations. But the minister is correct. I mean, they've moved from the 2 digits to a 1 digit. It's a matter of crossing the bridge between what we put on the table as well as what they are asking from the employer.
The reasons given as to why it can't be 12% or 13.5% as the unions are demanding. We heard this morning listening into the CEO saying that it's unsustainable in the long run. And perhaps just give us more clarity and expansion about the repercussions and the implications in the long run should Transnet now agree to the 12 or 13.5% demand.
Let's take a couple of steps back and let's go to the events that have befallen the country, including Transnet. We started with COVID. We have not, as we are trying to rise our heads above the water, we were hit by a hacking of our system. Subsequent to that, there were the protest strikes in Durban. And then the last event, which was also equally catastrophic, was the floods that we experienced in Durban. All of those compounded and impacted on our revenue generation capacity. And I'm just talking about stresses that are outside of our control. We also have our own challenges that are known. We have a shortage of rolling stock. We have vandalism to our infrastructure. We have cable theft. Just last week, 13,000 meters of cable was stolen. And this situation we find ourselves in obviously is creating even a more opportune environment for people to vandalize our system. All of those compounding have put a strain on our finances. So we really can't afford what the unions are asking for. Let's just say we buckle under the pressure. Then it begs the question of the financial sustainability and Transnet as a going concern. And that's where we're moving from. We're very much sympathetic of our employees and the pressures that all of us happen to find ourselves under. But truth be told, we cannot afford the 13% that is being asked by our unions.
The unions are saying that Transnet in the financial year of 2021 and 2022, that Transnet reported a 5 billion rand profit. And I suppose it doesn't make sense as Transnet rejects their demand.
It's unfortunate and poor that seemingly that is not seen for what it is. The 5 billion profit that has been reported is basically a fair valuation of our assets. We are probably the second biggest asset owner in the country, probably second to public works. All we did was to just do a fair valuation of those assets, and that was registered in our AFS. Nothing more. There's no cash in hand. And I think that the unions need to be honest in terms of how they interpret what is in our financial statement. It's not a secret, and we've never hidden the fact that it is not cash in hand, but a fair valuation of our assets, which then registers the 5 billion as known by everybody.
So as the wage talks drag on and no thorough conclusion is being made, there have been concerns raised by business, raised by government, and I would imagine yourselves on the economic impact of the strike.
Yes, I mean, we're very much aware of those. I mean, we meet with the business, our customers, as well as the industry captains on a daily basis. That meeting is chaired by our Minister Pravin Gordhan, supported by Minister Thoko Didiza. And we give them daily updates of how the operations went on that particular day. And we also plan for the day that follows. There's an appreciation that across all segments of our economy. This will have a dire impact on all the sectors. I'm talking agri sector, I'm talking mining, I'm talking chemicals industry, I'm talking auto. None of us are going to be saved from the catastrophic impact of the strike. Even the first week obviously is being felt quite severely. We are, however, implementing our contingency plans. We do have our ports open. All our airports are open. Our port authority employees are deemed as essential workers. What we are struggling from, however, is the slow pace because of not operating at full capacity.
So there are operations happening, but it's not at full capacity.
100%. It's slow.
So the other leg of this discussion, of course, pointing to the very workers themselves. I mean, you mentioned the sensitivity around these negotiations as we started our conversation when it comes to the unions scaling down to a single-digit demand at this stage. The employees have also spoken about the personal pressures that they're facing and that they've come out in their numbers not by choice but because they have no other option.
Yeah. No, I mean, we certainly understand that. I mean, there's pressure all around. Businesses are under pressure. There's inflation. There's, fuel went up. I don't know by how much percentage. All of us are feeling that pressure. But here's the trade-off that we're putting on the table. We're giving you a fair increase over a three-year period. But also, most importantly, we're hoping that we get to the other side with all 50,000 plus employees at Transnet when this strike is over.
Very well. Thank you so much. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Yolisa Kani, Chief Business Development Officer at Transnet, speaking to us about the latest in the Transnet wage negotiation as well as the economic impact. Now, let's